The silent strategist. Why Sigma males are the most formidable adversaries. The individual who poses the least obvious threat is often the one you should be most wary of. While alpha personalities make their presence known and dominate spaces with overt confidence, there exists a more enigmatic figure in the social hierarchy, the Sigma male. What renders these individuals truly formidable is not their aggression or dominance, but something far more potent: strategic unpredictability paired with emotional detachment. Where others react impulsively, they respond with calculated precision. Where others reveal their intentions, they keep their strategies concealed. Where others seek validation, they operate with quiet assurance. Renowned FBI negotiation expert Christopher Voss once observed that the person who can most easily walk away from a deal holds the upper hand. This principle elucidates why Sigma males are such formidable adversaries. Their independence from the need for social approval grants them a unique leverage that traditional opponents seldom possess. Most individuals inadvertently reveal their next move through predictable behaviors: their craving for recognition, their emotional triggers, their reliance on social validation. Sigma males, however, operate on an entirely different wavelength, rendering them nearly impervious to conventional manipulation tactics. Let's delve into the 6 key traits that elevate these silent strategists into adversaries you'd be wise to avoid, and why underestimating them could be your gravest error. Sigma males operate on a fundamentally different principle. They possess an extraordinary capacity to absorb pressure without immediate reaction. This isn't passivity or weakness, it's strategic restraint. They understand that premature responses rarely serve their long-term objectives. Behavioral economists refer to this as delayed gratification in conflict dynamics. Number 1. They respond only when absolutely necessary. Most individuals react immediately to provocations. It's human nature. Someone pushes your buttons, and you instinctively respond. This predictable pattern creates a vulnerability that can be exploited in conflicts and negotiations. When you react, you reveal information, expose your emotional triggers, and often make impulsive decisions. While most people seek the immediate relief of responding to a challenge, Sigma males endure the discomfort of waiting for the optimal moment to act. Observe how they handle provocations. When insulted, they don't rush to defend themselves. When challenged, they don't feel compelled to prove anything. When pressured for a decision, they don't succumb to the urgency others attempt to impose. This calculated restraint often unnerves opponents who expect the typical back-and-forth of conflict. Their controlled response yields several tactical advantages. First, it allows them to process information thoroughly rather than reacting to incomplete data. Second, it forces opponents to reveal more of their strategy while the Sigma male remains an enigma. Third, it disrupts the expected rhythm of confrontation, often causing adversaries to overextend themselves. The most perilous aspect of this trait is its combination with precise timing. When a Sigma male finally does react, it's not an emotional outburst but a calculated move executed at the optimal moment for maximum impact. As Sun Tzu aptly noted, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. This principle guides the Sigma's approach. By refusing to engage in predictable reaction patterns, they control the tempo of any confrontation. This restraint isn't merely frustrating for opponents, it's disorienting. Most people rely on immediate feedback to adjust their approach. Without this feedback, they find themselves operating in an information vacuum, often making critical errors while the Sigma male bides their time, waiting for the perfect moment to act decisively. Number 2. They create the illusion of victory. The most perilous trap isn't the one you see, it's the one you walk into believing you've outsmarted it. This is the essence of how Sigma males operate when confronted with opposition. Unlike the alpha, who feels compelled to win every skirmish, a Sigma male comprehends the strategic value of allowing others to believe they've triumphed. This tactic is straight out of Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Appear weak when you are strong. While most individuals are fixated on immediate validation and visible victories, the Sigma male plays a more protracted, strategic game. Observe how they navigate confrontations. When challenged, they often appear to yield or retreat. They might nod in apparent agreement, offer a conciliatory gesture, or simply disengage from the argument. To the untrained eye, this looks like submission or defeat. The aggressor walks away satisfied, convinced they've dominated the interaction. However, this apparent surrender is a deliberate tactical maneuver. By allowing you to believe you've won, they gain critical insights, your motivations, your tactics, your vulnerabilities. More importantly, they conserve their energy while you expend yours in what you perceive as victory. Former FBI negotiator Joe Navarro describes this as strategic appeasement, offering small concessions to secure greater advantages later. While you're basking in your supposed triumph, they're meticulously analyzing everything they've gleaned about you. The real danger emerges later, when you least expect it, when your guard is down because you believe the matter is resolved. That's when their true strategy unfolds. They don't merely aim to win the argument. They seek to render the entire conflict irrelevant. This approach makes them formidable competitors in any arena. While others engage in visible battles, Sigma males focus on winning the war. True power lies not in forcing others to submit, but in making them believe submission was their own idea. By the time you realize what's transpired, the board has already been reset with them in a position of advantage. The victory you thought you secured, it was merely the opening they needed. Number 3. They analyze your patterns before acting. Have you ever noticed how predictable most people are? Most individuals are creatures of habit. They react the same way to the same triggers, repeat the same mistakes, and follow patterns that are often unaware of. Sigma males pay close attention to these patterns in a way that others don't. While most people are focused on the present moment, these individuals are gathering information about how you operate over time. They notice the subtle cues that reveal your next move. Think of it like watching someone play a video game. After a while, you start to recognize when they always jump at a certain spot or which power-ups they consistently pursue. You're learning their patterns. Sigma males do this with people. They observe which arguments make you defensive. They discern when you're bluffing and when you're serious. They identify your tells, those subtle indicators that betray your true thoughts. They remember which buttons to push to elicit a reaction from you. FBI agent Joe Navarro, who specialized in catching spies, refers to this as behavioral pattern recognition. It's about observing what people do rather than merely listening to what they say. Actions often reveal more truth than words ever could. The danger of facing an opponent who studies patterns is that they seem to anticipate your every move. They know what you'll do before you do it. They prepare for your actions while you're still contemplating them. Even more unsettling, they can use these patterns against you. They know exactly which buttons to press to provoke anger, carelessness, or overconfidence. They understand your weaknesses better than you do. This isn't about being deceitful or manipulative. It's about being observant. While you're speaking, they're watching. While you're acting, they're analyzing. While you're planning your next move, they're already 3 steps ahead because they've anticipated your typical trajectory. The most dangerous adversary isn't the one who can overpower you, it's the one who can predict you. Number 4. They prevail through patience, not force. Most people strive to win quickly. They push hard, speak loudly, and make bold moves. It's akin to trying to knock down a door by charging at it. Sometimes it works, but more often than not, you end up with a sore shoulder. While everyone else is attempting to force their way through, Sigma males exercise patience. They don't seek to win all at once. Instead, they play the long game. This makes them exceptionally dangerous opponents because, while you're focused on immediate victory, they're laying the groundwork for a comprehensive win later on. Consider the analogy of water eroding a rock. A single drop has little effect, but continuous drops over time can carve through solid stone. This is how Sigma males approach conflicts, not with sudden force but with steady, calculated pressure applied at precisely the right points. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, once said, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." This principle applies to any form of competition. The patient individual almost always outlasts the impulsive one. You can see this patience in how Sigma males handle disagreements. They don't feel the need to win every point. They don't argue over every detail. Instead, they focus on the ultimate goal and let minor issues slide. While others expend energy on trivial battles, they conserve their resources for what truly matters. This patience turns conflicts to their advantage. They can wait out your anger. They can outlast your enthusiasm. They can spot opportunities you miss because you're in too much of a hurry. The most unsettling aspect is that you might believe you're winning against them. You might celebrate your quick victories. Meanwhile, they're playing a game so prolonged that you don't even realize it's still ongoing. By the time you grasp what's happening, their patient approach has already secured victory. Number 5. Cold logic triumphs over hot emotion every time. Have you ever been so enraged that you couldn't think clearly? Most people have. When emotions run high, our cognitive functions are compromised. The rational part of our brain takes a backseat, while the emotional part takes control. This is why we often say things we later regret in the heat of the moment. While everyone experiences this to some degree, Sigma males strive to operate from a place of logic rather than emotion. This doesn't mean they're devoid of feelings. Rather, they understand the importance of keeping their emotions in check. While others become heated, they remain composed. They experience emotions, but they don't allow those feelings to dictate their decisions when it matters most. Imagine a chess match. The player who becomes frustrated makes mistakes. They rush their moves, overlook threats, and focus on retaliation rather than victory. Meanwhile, the calm player sees the entire board clearly and plans several moves ahead. This is precisely how Sigma males handle conflicts. When you're shouting, they're thinking. When you're making threats, they're evaluating options. When you're trying to hurt them, they're calculating the most effective path forward. Daniel Goleman refers to this as emotional intelligence in high-stress situations. While most people's judgment becomes clouded when emotions run high, Sigma males maintain what pilots call situational awareness, the ability to see everything clearly, even amidst chaos. This doesn't mean they never experience anger or emotion. But when they do, it's a deliberate choice, not a reflexive reaction. They don't squander energy on anger. They don't get sidetracked by the need to prove themselves or seek revenge. Instead, they focus entirely on resolving the issue or winning the conflict. They identify your weaknesses while you're preoccupied with displaying your strengths. They devise solutions while you're mired in complaints about the problem. The most unsettling aspect of this logical approach is how it appears almost robotic to emotionally charged opponents. You might be in the throes of an emotional meltdown, while they remain composed, speaking calmly and thinking clearly. This contrast often exacerbates the emotional reactions of their adversaries, creating a cycle that works entirely in the Sigma's favor. In any conflict, the individual who maintains their composure while others lose theirs typically emerges victorious. Number 6. They master the art of invisibility. In a world where many strive to be seen and heard, Sigma males excel at something far more potent: the art of invisibility. This isn't about physical disappearance but rather the ability to remain unnoticed, unassuming, and under the radar while still exerting influence. While others clamor for attention, Sigma males operate in the shadows, quietly observing, planning, and executing their strategies without drawing unnecessary attention to themselves. This trait makes them uniquely dangerous because, by the time you realize their presence, they've already gained the upper hand. Invisibility is a strategic advantage. Sigma males understand that the less you know about their intentions, the more control they retain. They don't announce their plans, boast about their achievements, or seek validation from others. Instead, they move silently, like a predator stalking its prey, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This approach allows them to avoid the pitfalls of ego-driven decisions and the vulnerabilities that come with being in the spotlight. Consider how they navigate social or professional environments. While alpha personalities dominate conversations and assert their dominance, Sigma males often remain on the periphery, listening more than they speak. They don't feel the need to prove themselves or compete for attention. This quiet presence allows them to gather information, assess dynamics, and identify opportunities without revealing their own hand. As a result, they often know more about others than others know about them. The power of invisibility lies in its unpredictability. When you don't know what someone is thinking or planning, it's nearly impossible to prepare for their next move. Sigma males leverage this to their advantage. They might appear unassuming or even indifferent, but beneath the surface, they are meticulously calculating their next steps. This makes them exceptionally difficult to counter because their opponents are often left guessing, reacting to shadows rather than tangible threats. Moreover, their ability to remain unnoticed allows them to avoid unnecessary conflicts. While others engage in public power struggles or ego battles, Sigma males sidestep these distractions entirely. They don't waste energy on fights that don't serve their goals. Instead, they focus on what truly matters, conserving their resources for decisive moments. This selective engagement ensures that when they do act, it's with precision and purpose. The most dangerous aspect of their invisibility is how it lulls others into a false sense of security. You might underestimate them, dismiss them as irrelevant, or even forget they're there. But this is exactly what they want. By the time you realize their influence, it's often too late. They've already positioned themselves in a way that renders your efforts futile. Their quiet, unassuming nature isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. Invisibility also allows Sigma males to adapt and evolve without scrutiny. They can change tactics, shift strategies, or pivot entirely without drawing attention. This flexibility makes them resilient in the face of challenges. While others are locked into predictable patterns, Sigma males remain fluid, adjusting their approach as needed to stay ahead. In essence, the art of invisibility is about control over information, perception, and timing. Sigma males don't need to be the loudest voice in the room to influence outcomes. They simply need to be the most observant, the most patient, and the most strategic. And by the time you realize they've been there all along, they've already won. Final thought: the Sigma male's quiet dominance. In a world that often celebrates loudness, visibility, and overt displays of power, the Sigma male stands as a stark contrast, a reminder that true strength often lies in silence, observation, and calculated action. Their unique approach to life, relationships, and conflict challenges the conventional understanding of dominance, proving that the most formidable opponents are not always the ones who make the most noise. Instead, they are the ones who operate with precision, patience, and an almost eerie sense of detachment. The Sigma male's quiet dominance is not about brute force or intimidation. It's about understanding the nuances of human behavior and leveraging them to their advantage. They don't seek to control others through fear or aggression, but through insight, strategy, and an unshakable sense of self. Their ability to remain emotionally detached allows them to see situations with clarity, free from the biases and impulses that cloud the judgment of others. This emotional independence is their greatest weapon, enabling them to navigate complex social dynamics with ease and outmaneuver opponents who rely on predictable patterns of behavior. What makes Sigma males truly dangerous is their ability to blend into the background while simultaneously shaping the outcome of events. They don't need to be at the center of attention to exert influence. In fact, their power often grows in direct proportion to their ability to remain unnoticed. This invisibility allows them to observe, analyze, and act without interference, giving them a strategic edge that others simply cannot match. By the time their opponents realize what's happening, the Sigma male has already secured their position, leaving little room for counteraction. Their mastery of patience and timing further sets them apart. In a world that values speed and instant gratification, Sigma males understand the power of waiting. They know that rushing into action often leads to mistakes, while patience allows for the accumulation of knowledge, resources, and opportunities. This long-term perspective enables them to outlast their opponents, who may burn out or lose focus in the face of prolonged challenges. Sigma males are not interested in winning battles, they are focused on winning wars. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of the Sigma male's quiet dominance is their ability to make others believe they are in control. Through strategic appeasement, calculated restraint, and the illusion of victory, they guide their opponents into making decisions that ultimately serve the Sigma's goals. This psychological manipulation is not born out of malice but out of a deep understanding of human nature. They know that people are more likely to act against their own interests when they believe they are winning, and they use this knowledge to their advantage. In the end, the Sigma male's quiet dominance is a testament to the power of subtlety, intelligence, and self-mastery. They remind us that true strength is not about being the loudest or most visible person in the room but about understanding the game and playing it better than anyone else. Their approach is not for everyone. It requires a level of discipline, patience, and emotional control that few possess. But for those who can master it, the rewards are immense. Underestimating a Sigma male is a mistake that many make, often with costly consequences. Their quiet, unassuming nature can be deceiving, lulling others into a false sense of security. But beneath the surface lies a mind that is always working, always calculating, and always one step ahead. They are the silent strategists, the unseen architects of their own success, and the most dangerous opponents you could ever face. In a world that often values appearances over substance, the Sigma male stands as a powerful reminder that true dominance is not about what you show, it's about what you know, what you see, and what you're willing to wait for. And in the end, it's those who master the art of quiet dominance who truly shape the world around them. If you found this video insightful or relatable, why not join our growing community? Subscribe to the channel for more content exploring the mindsets, traits, and behaviors of Sigma males. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these unique perspectives. Be sure to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Remember, as a Sigma male or someone inspired by their path, staying true to yourself is the ultimate strength. Keep evolving, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.